Hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life, or hello for the first time. Today, one of the most important parts of our archery equipment is what connects us to the bow. Now, we're connected as a lump of meat to the bow in two places. First, string. You hang onto the string through the tab. There's one point. The other position that we are in contact with the bow is through the grip onto the riser. Now, each different brand has a different grip. So you may pick up a Hoyt, a Win & Win, Fivix, you name it, any of the big brands or any of the brands out there, and the grip's going to be different. Very subjective. I will always say to you guys out there, and girls of course, if you're going to buy yourself a new riser, try and at least get a feel of it first, because the last thing you want to do is spend your hard-earned money, $1,000 maybe more, and you pick up the bow and you think this doesn't feel right, and then you never shoot well with it. Yes, you can get some aftermarket grips and we'll look at those, but always if you can, try the grip first, or try the riser just in the hand, see what it feels like. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the risers and grips, or the grips on the risers actually, and see what is out there, what I like, because this is a very subjective thing, and in the comments put what you like. There may be some cheap brands that you prefer, maybe some more expensive brands that you prefer. So stick it in the comments and let's go and have a look at some. So hi guys, here we have some different bows and some different grips, and what I'd like to do is just go through why it's so important to have a good grip for your riser. Now, the first thing we'll look at is why they're important in the first place. Well, as I said before, this is what attaches you to the bow. Yeah, as you can see, the grip is bolted onto the riser, and it's your actions, if there are any, on that grip will affect how the riser moves and also where your arrow is hitting the target. So this is where things like torque and gripping the bow and dropping your arm and all stuff like that. This is why it's so important to get a good grip that you're confident with, that fits your hand well, because we've all got different size hands. Yeah, males are generally bigger than females, and both are usually bigger than youths or youngsters as well. So getting the right grip is a must. So there are differences. This does work on both compound and recurve. Yeah, recurve, they do come in different shapes and sizes, and you can get extra bits to add on to them now. You can put wraps on, you can use putty, and we'll go into that in a bit later anyway. But what materials are you likely to come across? Well, let's have a look at this one first. This is a plastic grip. I think it was from a Hoyt. It's quite hard. It's been shaped as a general shape, so it fits in your hand, your thumb can fit down the side, and yeah, it fits in the hand quite nicely. However, I have issues with these. When I shoot outside, I usually have to wear sunscreen and stuff like that, because I'm quite fair skinned and I go 3 colours during the year: blue in winter, white, and then red, and then I go white again. So if I've got anything from sun cream to even a bit of sweat on my hands, this becomes really slippery and it just slides around in my hand, because sometimes I don't get it in the right position. Yep, and it does slide around. So I took this off my bow, my Hoyt bow, and I put a wood grip on. I'm talking about wood grips. Hang on, let me put that one in there so we can still see it. Here's a wood grip from, I believe it's Hoyt. As you can see, it's quite bulbous at the bottom. Now they do talk about high grip, high wrist and low wrist, and oh sorry, there we go. You can see there's a slight difference between the two. And put that one back there. This one, yeah, it's slightly wider as well. It's got a nice cutout for the thumb to fit in. But again, the smaller your hand will be, the difference it will sit in there. And you want it to sit something like that. So it goes down the lifeline, they call it. So the lifeline is down somewhere around here. And that's how you want it to sit. I always used to hold my bow wrong, so I found out. And I used to hold it smack in the middle, something like that. Yeah, so it's quite deep into my hand. Now I've realised it's supposed to be to the side slightly. If you've got a coach, sorry, not the camera there, if you've got a coach, get a coach to have a look at it for you. And get that grip right, because it does make a hell of a difference. And in the end, that is the Hoyt grip I went with on my Hoyt Nexus. This is what I've used for most of my archery career, and it fits beautifully. You can see it's been worn around the grip, around the throat, so around here. There's a bit of wear around there, but it fit my hand nice, and that's because I was holding it slightly wrong as well. So the Hoyt grips, yeah, they're very good. And then, in fact, I said Hoyt grips are good. Here's a Hoyt Matrix, the grip that came with it, and I cannot get on with this one at all. It's wood, but it slides all over the place. It's even got the Hoyt logo on it. It's just wrong for me. Some people might like it. It's too wide, I think. Yeah, it just doesn't fit right. But as I said, it's quite personal. I then bought this toe point Unison, and again it's got a wooden laminated grip, and I found this to be one of the best grips. It just fits my hand perfectly. The grip itself, it's a nice cutout to get your thumb in there in place so you can do that, push it forward. Nice flat surface here. I quite like a flat surface rather than round, and it's wood and it doesn't slip too much, which is very good. So that is the wood grips. And then I purchased a Jungsing H7. They call it the T-Bow H7, but it's from Jungsing. And this here is a plastic, but it's rubbery plastic grip, and there's no slip at all. It fits my hand perfectly. I love this grip. If I could get this grip on all of these risers, I would be like a pig in poo. Really, really happy. It's got a good cutout for your thumb. It just fits my hand beautifully. I've shot a little bit with this, and as I say, I can have sweaty hands and my hand doesn't slip at all. So the best grip I've come across have been, if you can believe this, of cheap Chinese bows. Toe Point Unison was the first one, and then this on the T-Bow H7, which is the same as a copy they did of the Hoyt Exceed. So there's the materials. Plastic, hard plastic, wood, lots of different shapes, and the rubber. I say rubber, it's like a hard rubber, but it doesn't slip in your hand. It's really, really good. Now if I wanted to change the grips, you can get aftermarket grips, or you can get grips from the companies that produce the bows, like the Hoyts. As I said, that's a Hoyt grip, that's a Hoyt grip, that's a Hoyt grip. And I bought some extra grips just to try and find one that fitted me, but I couldn't at the time really find one that fitted me well. Now there's some companies out there that produce aftermarket grips. One is Jaeger, I believe it's called, that's how it's pronounced. They were about the first ones, but they only made it for a certain number of bows. And then there's a new one, I believe it's called Archery. So R with a C-O-R-E, Archery. And they make grips, lots of different shapes, for lots of different bows as well. And I can get it for all of these bows here. And they have Olympic archer Jake Kaminsky, who has designed some of their grips as well to help us archers out there to get a grip that works well. Also, as I alluded to before, you can actually do some personal adjustments to these. You can file away an edge, you can build it up with like the 2-part putties, and they become solid so they can fit the hand perfectly. And this is what a lot of the top level archers do. They get a grip that's close and then they start adjusting it. They file off bits, they put a piece of grip tape on there, they personalize it. They may even put wrap around it as well. So the wrap you get around a tennis racket's handle, they put the same on. It's just to stop slipping. And if you've got a handle like that you like but it's too slippery, bit of wrap works fine. So does the perfect grip actually exist? Well, it all comes down to you guys and girls. Yeah, you need to go out there, have a feel, pick it up. And the best thing to do is, if you can, draw the bows and see how it fits, because it doesn't move backwards and forwards. You've come to full draw and it just sits solid in there. Lots of different variables, angles, high risk, low risk is what they say. So high risk, low risk, so you either do that or that. And it's just how you hold the bow and where it pushes into your soft pad of your palm, which is around here. So there may be one that fits you out there perfectly. As I say, I like this one personally, then this one, then my old Hoyt Nexus one. But yeah, if I can get this for all of my bows, I would be happy as hell. So if you're getting yourself a new riser, please check it out first if you can. Ask if someone at your club's got one, ask if you can just hold it in your hand. You don't need to draw or do anything like that. Ask if you, because you can say, look, I'm thinking about buying one of these risers, can I just have a feel? Because as I say, the last thing you want to do is say, oh, I want to get this nice Hoyt Matrix, let's have a, oh, that doesn't feel very good, I'm going to need an aftermarket grip or something like that. So it could increase the price and you don't have the money for it, so you're left with a bow you can't really shoot. You could shoot it, but it'll be all over the place. So grips, massive thing when it comes to your riser, comes to personal preferences and stuff like that. So that is it on grips. Please have a feel of your risers before, because you don't know, even if you go for the aftermarket ones, are they right for you? As I say, find one close that you like, then adjust it. I can't really cut things off this one, but this one fits my hands perfectly, so I'm really happy with it. So if you've enjoyed this video, just a quick look at the grips on a bow, please hit that like, hit the subscribe, share with your friends, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye, keep shooting.